Welcome to Spooky Southern Storytime, and happy Halloween, bright Samhain to all. Today's spooky story actually comes from here in Dallas. It's more of an urban legend, but could it really be an urban legend if it's true? I'm speaking of the Lady of White Rock Lake. You know, and if you live in Dallas, you know the story of the Lady of the Lake. White Rock Lake has many a scary tale. Very spooky cryptids have been seen around the lake. Lots of people have mysteriously died there. But the most infamous one of all is the Lady in White. The story goes that this lovely girl had drowned tragically in the lake. She was on a boat with a lot of her friends. She fell overboard and drowned before anyone could save her. She was wearing a white dress. And every time you turn the corner around White Rock Lake, you would see this young girl, dripping wet hair and a wet white dress, walking along the side of the lake, and then she stops, turns, and looks to you for help. Those who say they have stopped for her have picked her up. She doesn't say much, except for an address in Lakewood. That's the neighborhood that surrounds White Rock Lake. She doesn't do much. She doesn't say much. She just looks forlornly out of the window. But when they arrive to the address she gives them, they look back. She's gone. She's not in the back seat, but there is a damp spot from where she was sitting. Now, what do you believe? Because there are no records of a girl drowning in the lake wearing a white dress. However, there are other tales of her tragically getting hit by a car and flagging down help. And when they take her back to the house in Lakewood, the man who answers the door says, "That was my daughter. She died years ago." She's always trying to get back home. Now, for those who think, that's just an urban legend, it's not true, it couldn't possibly be. Well, like I said, urban legends could be true if it actually happened. A friend of mine, a very old friend, he was in his 80s, from a spiritual group of mine, 20 years ago, we were speaking of ghost stories, and he told us the tale of the Lady of the Lake. He actually picked her up, took her to the house, and she was gone. It happened twice, and the strange thing is, she remembered him from the first time. Now, like I said, could it be an urban legend, or it could be true? Who knows? But the Lady of White Rock Lake still haunts everything. You have a spooky Southern story for me? Send it to my email. And go ahead and have some fun on this Halloween. Happy Halloween.